we're back again. First live stream of 2026. And Vivek, we've normally been discussing a lot of serious stuff when it comes to cricket, but I was really looking forward to this. I mean, we get to discuss some cricketing comedy this time around, starting with the Ashes,
Yep.
and we'll eventually get into the BBL. So, how's 2026 been treating you so far?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year. Firstly, 2026 has been good. Some, as you said, comedic cricket that we've been watching. And when you started off with that intro, I was thinking, oh, he's going to talk about BBL already. But the Ashes in themselves were hilarious, especially for the Australians and like for them to be laughing at England. So I'm excited to be talking about that. How's your 2026 been?
I could have been a little bit better, but all good now. Glad to have my voice back for once. But yeah, I think if we start off with the Ashes, I mean, 4-1, that's kind of what I felt initially. Like, I think
Yeah.
there was a big enough gap between both sides, and even this Australia team, even though they're missing their couple of their pace aces, they still were able to get the job done and not like have much competition from England up until game 4.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know why. Well, reasons why it was comedic was because England was coming in so hot. I have no idea why. And they
Mhm.
were saying that, oh, this is the worst Australian team in however many years. This is our best English team. And
Mhm.
I'm just looking at like the teams like on paper, and I was like, Australia's going to steamroll them. Like, there's no way these guys are winning in England. And honestly, I didn't even expect it like England to win a game after the first two. So I think Australia should be like very gutted in themselves that they didn't whitewash them. But no worries. They did a great job to close out the series, shut up all the haters. But congratulations to Australia. They played an extremely good, like tough Ashes, and it was nice to see like without the frontline players that the bench strength is like really good in Australia, and it's always good to see that for cricket. That's why it's a little sad to see that if I guess full strength, it is a full strength England team is not even able to compete, which leaves us with two teams in world cricket, India and Australia, that really have that bench strength. So yeah.
Even the Kiwis are not that far behind either. I mean, they were able to put together. They could put together a solid team regardless of what format it is.
No, that's a good point. And I just didn't mention them because I just always think about their population size and like 8 county teams. And I'm like, how can they keep this going? But I guess, I mean, you're 100% right. They have just had incredible bench strength. Any player that comes into that team is performing. So that's good to see. And of course, South Africa. I
Mhm.
think which I always give you credit for, like a long time ago in like 2017 or 16, you told me that you're a South Africa fan because there's a lot of bench strength, like a lot of
Mhm.
talent in the domestic circuit. And I was like, how does he know? Or like, how can one tell? But we're seeing that now. Like we have a lot of superstars coming out of South Africa.
Mhm. I mean, I think it was. Let's see. I told you last night Donovan Ferreira got injured, and now I think David Miller got hurt his groin in today's SA20 game. So it remains to be seen if he's going to be involved the
Oh,
World T20. So we're okay. So we might be looking at like a couple new middle order batters, maybe.
yeah.
But we'll get into the World Cup a bit later. I mean, uh, the injured players thing, it's a situation like that's affecting not just the Proteas, but a bunch of other teams as well. So,
Yeah, that's right. Including India. But we'll get to that.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, but going back to the Ashes, also want to start by saying congrats to Usman Khawaja on a great Test career, 88 Test matches, and turns out he really saved his best for the last. I mean, granted, his last like calendar year Test cricket didn't go as planned, but 2022 to 2024, there was literally nothing he couldn't do.
Yeah, yeah. No, 100%. Congratulations to him. He's actually been almost a legend, if I can say he's a legend of Australian cricket. I think 88 test matches, that's 12 short of 100, which is insane. Like to be able to play one test match for your country is huge, and for him to do it 88 times. And especially also because he comes from a South Asian background. So
Mhm.
it was hard to break into the Australian team, especially at that point. And he's just done extremely well. And I was listening to a podcast where he was saying that when early on he had a test match in South Africa and he's batting across Ricky Ponting, and Ricky Ponting is pulling them from one side and Kawhi is pulling them from the other side, which is a crazy experience to have as a youngster coming into the team. But as you said, he he left the best for the last, and he was unstoppable in his second, like after he saved his test career. So there was a time when he said he was just gonna let it all go, and I don't know what like motivated him to continue, but I think that was a great decision because he was unstoppable for 2 years, and he even had a crucial knock or two in this Ashes, and he just ended off on such a strong from a individual perspective and obviously the team perspective.
Hmm. I mean, the fifth test was a bit of a quiet end to his career, but I think it was I think game three where he really wait, no, game three.
Game
Yeah,
three,
game three. That's right. He hit the 80 something in the first innings. I mean, I was
yeah.
kind of annoyed he didn't get to a century, but it was still a very impactful knock.
Well, yeah, I remember you texted me saying Khawaja's not done yet, and I checked the score because I wasn't watching it live, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's still throwing punches in the end of his career,
Hmm.
in like at number 5."
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's just respect to the man. Like he played amazing, and he's been like a great ambassador for cricket. So I
Hmm.
can only say congrats.
Now they have a pretty interesting situation because if we look at Travis Head, he normally batted at number five, and now that he got shifted up to the opener's role and he's done so well,
Mhm.
I would imagine they'll just stick with that going forward, and that'll make it easier to play both Cameron Green and Bo Webster. Imagine that, two quality medium pace slash fast medium bowling all rounders in
And you have
the 11.
Yeah, and you have Marsh on the bench, which is
Hmm.
crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it just makes sense, and this keeps happening. Like Warner left, and then they found like a replacement, and the order just like fits itself together. Now Travis Head, as I agree with you, they would have to keep him at the top, and then you can play two all rounders, which are extremely solid. Like we saw the impact that especially Bo Webster had. Not even this series I think he played 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Um, but even in the BGT last year, I was so annoyed at him because he was actually, I think he played like most match or the matches he came in for, he had a significant impact on the team. So yeah, I mean the team is looking solid, and then it's also nice to see like Jake Weatherald came in,
Hmm.
Doggett came in to bowl, and Michael Neeser or Nesser, I don't know how to
Yeah.
pronounce
Neeser. Yeah.
Neeser, yeah, like
Yeah.
all these guys that have just been are on the Australian bench just come in and they come in with so much impact. And it just like makes me happy to see that there is another country that is like has that type of bench strength.
Hmm. I think for Weatherald, I think they should back him for a bit longer. I mean, I know he didn't produce the results he wanted, but
Mhm.
I mean, he scored 72, and then yeah, I don't think he did a whole lot else in the rest of the series. But I think they have to back him. They can't. I don't think they should do a musical chairs when it comes to the finding the other opener. I mean, I guess if his bad form continues for a few more games, they could bring in Matt Renshaw, but
Mhm.
I think he's still worth a shot.
I agree. I think he looked extremely organized as a batsman, and even though he didn't get the big scores, he did start Australia off with a bunch of partnerships, like
Yep.
at least 50 plus run partnerships. And he stuck around for a bit, and he looks pretty solid. So yeah, I think he should get a run. And you still have Constas on the bench as well, and Renshaw's been on the bench since I think like 2012 or something, or
Hmm.
like a little after that. So I mean, they've got talent. Even they have Cameron Bancroft. He's not really, no one talks about him much because of what happened, but he's a solid player, and I think that whole sandpaper gate just messed him up. But yeah, they have some solid players in the bench.
I know it's actually it's nuts how much talent depth they have. I
Mhm.
mean, even if like half the main players are injured, they could still field a solid 11, and they won't just give their opponents a run for their money. They could beat them too. I mean, we saw living proof in this series.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something that I really respect about Australian cricket, and I've the respect for Australian cricket has grown like immensely in my eyes because I'm just like a blind India fanboy, but
Hmm.
I see these guys and I'm understanding that their culture is just all about winning. And cricket's interesting because it's an individual sport within a team sport. So like in the end, when you're moving up the ranks, you're always going to try to play to stand out so you can make the national team
Hmm.
or like make the next level team. But then once you're playing in that next level team, you're actually playing for a greater purpose, whether it be your country, your club, a franchise that's paying you, and then you actually have to play for the team. And I think that's where Australia specializes because they come from such a like amazing sporting culture, and to them, with any sport that they grow up playing, it's just all about winning. So they have fun when they play their cricket. They don't care about the individual performances, and then when they're playing on the big stage, they're just like they're bred to win, and then they just come in and have impact performances. And you saw that with all these guys that I just mentioned, like Doggett and Neezer, even like Bo Webster. So yeah, it's very like happy for Australia. And I'd have to say that after 2018, what happened in South Africa, they've made a significant effort to be like better people, I'd say, or like better ambassadors of cricket. And they are very likable guys now. Like I love watching their clips. Like Travis Head, I've become such a fan of him because he's just a cool guy. It seems like he just like plays cricket, drinks, eats, and then plays golf. And he's just like, and so I'm gonna bring this back to the Ashes in the first Test match. I think England actually started off very strong. They got England all out for like 172 ish or something like that. I mean, they got Australia
Mhm.
out. I mean, did they bat first in the first match? I think
No, yeah, England batted first. I'm looking at it right now. So
yeah,
England all out 172,
yeah,
Australia all out for 132.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
40 run first innings lead.
So yeah, England comes with a 40-run lead in the first match of an Ashes, visiting Australia after all this like hype that they're like, oh, we're the best team for England to come in this many years, blah blah blah. And then they have their second innings, and then Travis Head's like, everyone has said this, like it's on record where he was like, let's get after them. How hard can it be? And he comes out and he scores 123 or something, like
Mhm,
not out, and he just like demolishes the opposition. I think that was the turning point of the Ashes. I think that's where England's like, how are we going to beat these guys? Because you're getting them
mhm,
all out for under the amount of runs almost that he scored in the second
mhm.
inning when the pitch should not get easier to bat. So it's just crazy. Like he just made a statement, and then I think he had 3 centuries in the whole tournament in the Ashes, and just played like so well. And he's just yeah, like the Travis Head. I think he's the best Test player in the world right now.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned the winning culture. Like even if we like take it like from like a general sporting angle, you know, every time you watch the summer games and you look at the medal table, they're always up there, you know, top four, top five.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, consistently getting uh, gold in various events.
Mhm.
And yeah, now that you mentioned Travis Head, like he's the kind of guy like he couldn't care less if he flops like 3 times and because he knows like the fourth time he will be able to put together a big contribution and you know turn the game on its head, pun intended.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they're always winning medals. I think they're one of the only countries that actually is good at many sports. I think I've mentioned this on the pod before, but they're actually decent at soccer, very good at rugby, obviously one of the best at cricket, golf, and field hockey. They're also very good. They're just like athletic people. I think it's just in their
Hmm.
culture to be like good at sports. And yeah, Travis Head just yeah, he can't be bothered. He just comes in, and he's actually extremely organized, and he has a lot of mental strength, and there's a lot of preparation that goes in to his batting, but he just nonchalantly comes out there. And who was
Hmm.
the cricketer that they were comparing him to? Another one with a big mustache, like from back in the day, David Boone, I think.
Or is it Alan Border? I can't remember.
Maybe
uh
those two.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. But he's just like, yeah, he's just come in and become a superstar, and I can't be happier for him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, and 3 games in, you saw Ben Stokes interview. Like normally he's so tough guy, and for once he sounded like he's in full panic button mode.
Yeah.
Like he was frantic. He had no clue like where next for England.
Yeah, exactly. And I think statistically, like the way the law of the game will tell you that England is just going to win that just from a like a percentage perspective. Like out of 4 games, if you're playing at that level, England's not that bad that they're going to lose like 4 in a row. But I think that's the only reason why they won. But yeah, I mean, Ben Stokes, because you brought that up, something I was really disappointed in, and we'll talk about this. Actually, I want to know how you feel or like what your opinion is on baseball, whatever that is. But in the after the third match in the press conference, Ben Stokes was asked, "What would you have done like this series differently?" And he goes like, "Oh, I would have won the toss in the first 2 matches and won the third match." Like that that answer made me so like irritated because I was like, you're the captain of a national side. You have a whole country watching you. You have like kids that are aspiring to be cricketers for England and around the world watching you, and you're gonna blame your Ashes loss on the toss, and then you say, "Oh, differently, I would have won the third match." Like I think it was so. I think the whole idea of baseball and this culture that Ben Stokes and Brandon McCullum have created is just like we're gonna ignore all the bad and just like act like it didn't happen, and then just like continue to say, "Oh yeah, we're playing entertaining cricket," blah blah. But in the end, like you're one of the only captains to lose at Ashes this quick. It wasn't even like 5 sessions a game. It was like 4 to 3 sessions or 5 days, my bad, not sessions, days a game. So yeah, it's just not sportsmanlike. And before you tell me about how you feel about basketball, I also saw and read that like a lot of these England guys are going out clubbing and drinking and like apparently to casinos in the middle of the Ashes. And like I'm all for like a drink and you're playing international cricket at the highest level and you're going to need a getaway. So if that's alcohol for you, yeah, like have a few beers after practice or a match, but you can't be going out when you're on national duty, like acting like this. I think they're well deserving to lose the way they did because of their behavior throughout the tournament.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, if you can't have like basic discipline,
Yeah.
I mean, you have no right to complain that this happened or that happened. I
Mhm.
mean, as far as Ben Stokes is concerned, cry me a river.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like, what's your opinion on basketball? Like, what is basketball to you? Like, how do you interpret it?
Well, the thing is they haven't properly defined it, but I would say like
Oh
one
man.
thing that's easy to tell is a lot more aggressive with the bat.
Mhm.
Uh, but having said that, I don't think they take into consideration like the conditions or what the situation demands at that time. And we've seen time and time again that it's been exposed. Like they haven't been able to win a series at home. Um, they tied against India twice at home, and then they lost to, of all teams, they lost to Pakistan 1-2 in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So I mean they've been all over the place.
Yeah, 100%. And I think so. My biggest issue with basketball is that test cricket is the purest form of the game, the hardest form of the game. It's called test cricket because it's a test and you have to grind it out in the middle and you have to play hard cricket. You have to play the highest level of cricket to be successful. What basketball is doing is it's removing that entire aspect of it. And it's literally saying just take a shot at, you know, just try to hit every ball that you see, like bat at a higher strike rate, bat the other team out of the game. But the structure of test match cricket is that you have enough time to recover from a bad session. So, like, let's say England batters Australia in one session. The game is structured so you have 3 sessions in a day. So Australia has 2 more sessions to come back from that. If you continue that mindset and you lose 2, 3 wickets in session two, what was the point of that? And like England has the examples within themselves. I think Ben Stokes scored 83 off 180 balls or something like that in the third or fourth test. And Joe Root scored his 100 from like 200 and something balls.
Mhm.
That's a perfect example of how you want to play test cricket and how you respect the game and the opposition. If you're going to go out there and tell your guys to not, bat another team out of the, like, not like defend like a lot of balls or just play like proper cricket, get the ball old, take singles, not just hit boundaries, because that's the T20 game. If you're not going to play proper cricket, you guys are going to lose. And it's just disrespectful to cricket. It's disrespectful to like all these teams, like just the idea of keeping test cricket alive. I think England wants to keep cricket alive. I think by baseball, they're just killing test cricket. And also another like aspect of or another example of disrespect from this tournament was in the fourth test where they were going to win. They sent out they only chased it down with 4 wickets remaining, and they sent in Bryden Cars um, at number three, and it wasn't a night watchman. They were just like, or it was 3 or 4, and they were just like, oh, we're panicking, so we're gonna like have this guy just swing the ball or the bat around and score these runs. Like I have no idea what these tactics mean, and it's like so frustrating because I feel like I have no stake in the game. There's like a million people that understand cricket more than me, but it's so obvious to me that baseball is not an effective like idea or whatever it is to play cricket. I don't know why they're trying to continue to pursue this. And on top of that, they're not even results oriented. They're like, oh, but the games are entertaining, so it's okay if we lost. They also say stuff like, oh, we've had moral victories. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, your moral victories are not gonna, win games for you. So it's like absolutely insane to me. But yeah, you tell me, what do you think?
I mean, what I was gonna add is, like,
Yeah.
I like to keep an open mind, like,
Yeah.
but having said that, you'll only be able to determine whether, like, a certain way to play is good or bad after you see results, and we've seen
Yeah.
a whole bunch of results to prove that basketball just isn't it.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I see basketball, the more I miss, like, if, like a Cheteshwar Pujara or a
Yeah.
Karnaratne or a Dean Elgar,
Yeah.
s soaking up 200 plus balls, scoring 80 or 90 runs, and playing the real long game.
Well, that's the point of Test cricket, and those guys are playing proper Test cricket. So yeah, it should be results oriented. And excuse me, what you said that you want to have an open mind, like so do I. And like if this didn't even make sense to me from the inception of it. Like, oh, let's go out there and bat in Test cricket with a high strike rate. How does that make sense? But I think I saw an interview with Nasser Hussain and Brendan McCullum where I think Nasser Hussain is like livid with Brendan McCullum, and he's like, "So like these are your results. Are you going to continue basketball?" And Brendan McCullum's like, "Oh, I'm very offended by that. Actually, Nasser, like I don't know why." Like you're saying something like this, and it doesn't. And Brandon McCombs said that he wants to have an open mind about the results. So I really hope England cricket like goes back to the drawing board and is like, all right, basketball is not working. I'm sure
Mhm,
their county system has like a lot of great players coming in that could play hard Test cricket. Like Hasib Hamid is one of them.
mhm.
Jacob Bethel, we'll talk about him, but he's extremely promising. He played really well, and
Yeah.
that was a test innings as well, like a proper test innings. And so I'm not doubting the talent. I'm doubting like what type of you know game plan you guys are coming in with in Test cricket.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, that trend was there, like, throughout the series. A lot of soul searching for them to do, and, yeah, like you said, there's definitely talent depth, but, a lot of it's in here, and,
Yeah.
they spent the whole series trying to figure it out, and then they kept trying to, brush that aside by saying, "Oh, we have an idea, we know what we're doing." I
Mhm.
mean, clearly they did know what they're doing, I mean, as the series went on, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And another example of that is when like they just like turn on when they want to, or like start playing actual Test cricket when they want to, and then they just like yeah, like they stop or they don't stop. They're not able to continue that for a while. Is when Jofra Archer was bouncing Steve Smith when there was like 30 runs left for like Australia to win, and it wasn't a tough situation. He starts bouncing him, and he starts like talking a lot of like sludging a
Mhm,
lot to Steve Smith. And Steve Smith got him back. He was like, "You talk a lot right now when there's nothing at stake." Like, why was Jofra Archer like turning it up when it didn't matter? Why was Ben Stokes batting for like 200 balls when it didn't matter? Like it's just like doesn't make any sense to me. And it's actually frustrating because you want to see like a good Ashes series. And as happy as I am that England got like
mhm.
obliterated, like I really wish that we could have watched matches that went to like 5 days.
I mean, the closest we got to that was the last game,
Yeah.
and, yeah, that did go all the way to the 5th day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, like, results aside, even though, like, I'm totally okay with what happened, I
Yeah.
still felt it left, like, as fans of the game, it left us wanting a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And cricket in Australia is awesome. Like the
Mhm.
stadiums, the fan interaction, and the commentary is amazing. Like Kerry O'Keefe on the mic is hilarious. I don't know if you've picked up on that, but I'm
Oh,
sure you
yeah,
have. But he's
yeah,
just so funny. And I think this time he was having like a go at Alyssa Healy, who's
yeah,
Mitchell Stark's wife, and they had this
yeah,
thing going on, which is hilarious to listen to. But yeah,
mhm. And then, I think Mark Howard is pretty entertaining. I mean,
Howie, yeah,
like, West Indies, they have Bishop, and then Australia, they have Mark Howard. Um,
yeah.
they always need that one, like, hype guy in there, and he does a perfect job there.
Absolutely. He's got like I think I was actually reading about him. He's a broadcaster for like all sports. So
Mhm.
he's not like a ex-cricketer basically. So
Yeah,
he's like, trained to be like a broadcaster for sport. And that's why it's like so fun to listen to him in the commentary box for cricket because as you
mhm.
said he has that voice. He has like that, entertainment aspect to him.
Hmm. Like he could be covering the most super boring game in the world, and he'll make it sound interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hmm. So I think, yeah, now that the dust has settled on the Ashes, it's now all teams are now getting ready for change in format. The big tournament's coming up, um, and yeah, there's been a lot of buildup for the T20 World Cup as well.
Yeah, 100%. I booked my flight. I'm going to India on the 27th of February and coming back on the
Oh, okay.
10th of March. I've already booked a hotel room in Ahmedabad, so hopefully I'm just hoping India's in the final.
Wait,
So
just there, or like you're going to a couple other venues?
no, just the final if we make it. So it's just on like hope right now.
Oh, okay.
And the rest we're just gonna travel around India, just like see family and do a little sightseeing. But yeah, I'm just interested in, because I was there at the 2023 final in Ahmedabad as
Hmm.
well, hoping
Yeah.
that we win it.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask, like, you going by yourself, with your family, with your friends,
I'm going with my dad. We try to go to every
family?
ICC tournament as of 2023. So
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that should be an exciting experience. I know that's an understatement, but yeah, it's going to be jam packed.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be yeah, nothing quite like it like an ICC event.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's. I mean, we've also seen like a lot of noise, a lot of background noise from all teams. It's Bangladesh, and by is it Wednesday or is it? I think Wednesday. By Wednesday, they have to. They've been issued like an ultimatum, like either you decide, or we're going to decide for you. And
Mhm.
then I was kind of surprised. Like there was no uh, like Pakistan didn't make. They didn't show any objection, but then I checked the schedule, and it turns out all their games are in Sri Lanka, so that kind of checks out.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. But I mean, yeah, I saw that too, and I was just reading. I got a notification on my phone that if they decide that they don't want to play, Scotland's gonna come in for them or substitute for them, something like that. I don't know if Scotland's already in the T20 Cup, but yeah, I mean, Bangladesh, they can cry as much as they want, and they can bring politics into the game and all of that. But I think that, if them honestly, like, I'm sorry to say, but like them missing out on the tournament, I could care less. Like they're not going to win anyway. They just come in and participate in every ICC tournament. So if they want to create all this drama, fine. Make your fans upset. Lose the revenue from participating in the IC tournament. Whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just looked up the teams, so there's no one right now, but yeah, I would assume they'll get to enter if Bangladesh does pull out. But yeah, but going back to what you said about Bangladesh, you would think they would have made progress, at least some progress across formats. I mean, and I think we can point out that the Asia Cup game against Pakistan. Uh, I mean, neither of us had any skin in the game per se, but it was just so annoying to watch. Like 130 something, you have to chase that down,
No,
right?
yeah, 100%. I mean, they've just, yeah, if you're a fan of comedy and cricket, then there's two cricket teams you want to watch, and it's Bangladesh and Pakistan. But yeah, I mean, they just haven't
We could add
improved.
England to that as well.
And yeah, we can add England to that. Yeah, for sure, especially after this Ashes. Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, they don't seem to improve. They had, like, I would say their golden era was when 2019-ish, when they actually, I thought they were going to make the 2019 World Cup semifinal, where they're actually playing good cricket. But I guess I
Hmm.
actually don't know the reason why they're not able to, improve. I feel like their cricket stayed stagnant for like years, like a decade now, and it's just not,
Hmm.
getting any better.
Yeah, especially now with the golden generation now all not playing.
Yeah.
So like yeah, Tamim Iqbal, Mushfiq Rahim, Mahmudullah, Shakib Al Hassan.
Mhm.
I mean, those guys were legends of the game for their country, but yeah, I think it's gotten that much more difficult from that point onwards.
Yeah, exactly. That was the golden era, and that's when they were all like, Shakib was, I think, man of the tournament in that 2019 World Cup that I just
Hmm.
mentioned. So that was the golden era, and you would think that that would have built, like, having superstars would have created like better players coming out from the younger generation. But again, I think maybe there might be
Hmm.
some like political or like economic turmoil in the country that's preventing players or like the institutions processes for getting better cricket players out into the international circuit. They do have a T20 league. It's Bangladesh Premier League, BPL, right? I think it's
Yeah.
going on right now. I think it's like fairly
Hmm.
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. I just wish them luck.
Hmm. And I think, I mean, they do have a couple of exciting players. I mean, it was good to watch highlights of their leg spinner, Rishad Hussain. He's playing for Hurricanes. I know
Mhm.
we're going to get into the BBL soon, but yeah, he's been pretty fun to watch. I think personally, I do get pretty high watching batters getting bowled by the wrong ones, the googlies.
Okay.
I mean, it's such a classic
Yeah.
leg spinner's dismissal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, it's a great sight to see, but you gotta not good enough for the batsman, of course.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think well, continuing about the T20 World Cup, it's nice to see 20 teams in there. You know, four groups of five, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like, you know, T20 is a good format. Always room for some surprises from time to time. I think we'll see more competitive games than 2 years ago, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hope so. And it's great for cricket to have a World Cup of 20 teams. Now, I think that's
Hmm.
half of what FIFA has, but cricket is the second largest sport and it's only growing, so it's very nice to see.
Hmm.
What are your like? There's only not a few. There's a decent amount of squads that have come out already. What are your thoughts on the squads? Like, do you have any that point anything out to you? Any surprises?
Let's see. Australia was pretty predictable. There's still a couple of their injured guys to come through, but like just off the top of my head, I don't think there were any big surprises. New Zealand, literally the 15 names I felt that would get in there did get in there.
Yeah.
Um, England, more or less same situation. The only odd one out was Josh Tongue, who hasn't played any T20 cricket for England.
Hmm.
But I think it's kind of consistent with how a lot of teams have gone about. I think at least there's like one wild card pick out there who
Yeah.
could maybe give you a surprise. Like even if we go to the Proteas, like
Hmm.
Tony Dezorzi, T20, his overall T20 record sucks, but he did make a quick 30 odd against Pakistan, and I
Hmm.
think he plays spin a bit better than some of the others. So that's what there. And the other wild card I'm looking at is Jason Smith. He has because yeah, he hasn't played much either,
Okay.
and he's got in there. And Tristan Stubbs missed out, but Stubbs
Mhm.
could get back in
Yeah.
now that Donovan Herrera might miss out because of his shoulder injury.
Mhm.
Let's see, India, predictable. I think yeah, there were no surprises. I guess the only
Yeah.
surprise I can think of is Ishan Kishan, mainly because he just hasn't been in and around the squad for a while.
Yeah.
But it kind of checks out because I think the middle order is very strong, so they could afford to swap out Jitesh Sharma.
Mhm.
Not that he isn't good enough, but they could choose a wicketkeeper who can bat up the order.
Mhm.
So, and that'll be Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the only surprise, which I'm extremely happy about because I think on every podcast I go on a rant as to why Ishan Kishan is not in the Indian setup, and I'm a
Hmm.
huge fan of that kid. But I think
Hmm.
having him at the top will do a few things. You're gonna have another right hand or left-hander at the top, so you already have Abhishek Sharma, so you're gonna have two left-handers, but that's better than if you have two right-handers. So if it's a lefty, I'm happy. That does that. It allows Rinku Singh to get in the lower order. It allows us to play two spinners, and it takes away having like a Jitesh Sharma spot or a bunt spot in like the lower order because you have your wicket keeper at the top. So I think that just fixes the entire combination issue that we have for Team India. And yeah, I think I was very happy to see. I wasn't expecting them to drop Gill. I really wanted them to, but I wasn't expecting it. So I was happy to see that Gill got dropped because he hasn't proven himself in T20 cricket. Like obviously he's a great player, he's the future, but in T20 cricket he just hasn't been there. And Ishan Kishan came off a great, I think, Vijay Hazare Trophy, and yeah, I mean he's very deserving of it. So I think now
Hmm.
the team is looking like extremely solid. I think the only hole in the team now is Surya Kumar Yadav, and ironically, that's the captain. But I
Hmm.
think if you switched in Shreyas Iyer for Suryakumar Yadav, you're looking at an unstoppable team. Uh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think in all likelihood it's going to be Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson opening the batting.
Mhm.
I think the fact that Gill got switched out means that it'll be easier to revert back to what it was before. And I think if Sanju Samson isn't able to hit the ground running, that could possibly open the door for Ishan Kishan to open with Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that I don't know why I have a feeling that Ishan Kishan's gonna be starting over Sanju Samson. I think they're gonna do that in the T20 series against New Zealand, just give him a shot, and he's gonna play so well that unfortunately Sanju's gonna get sidelined.
Not only that, Tilak Varma is also injured. Whether he may start is a question. So you could fit all three technically if it ever comes to that. You could be looking at a Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, and then Ishan Kishan at number 3,
Yeah,
and Sky at number 4, something along those lines.
I love that. I love that lineup as well. And yeah, I wanted to touch upon that as well. Unfortunately, Tilak Verma, he's looking the most solid out of our batsmen. He's got a testicular injury. I don't know what
Yeah,
exactly it
I
is,
think he
but
got some surgery done not long
yeah,
ago.
yeah, and he's out of the New Zealand series, so he's in doubt for the World Cup, which is a huge loss for India because he's
Hmm.
an exceptional batter, and we saw what he did in the Asia Cup
Hmm.
final. But if he's out, I think Shreyas Iyer will come into the squad, and then yeah, you could play all three: Abhishek, Sanju, and then Ishan Kishan at 3. I love that. Or then you can have Shreyas at 3, and then
Hmm.
have either Ishan or Sanju open with Abhishek, and then
Hmm.
continue to line up from there. So the only, I guess, the only positive from this is that Shreyas Iyer can like easily replace and do the same job Tilak Varma has been doing.
Hmm.
And actually, getting a righty in the team would actually be good at this point because everyone's a lefty in the lineup.
Hmm.
So that would
And
actually,
that's very rare for India. Like I
yeah,
can't remember when India fielded that many left-handed batters in the 11. Like normally,
yeah,
that's something you associate with like Australia or Sri Lanka. I know Sri Lanka has had a lot of good left-handers. I mean, I think over the years the left-handers have been outnumbering the right-handers in Sri Lanka.
yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
even with the current Indian team, it's very interesting. We've always been so right hand heavy, and
Hmm.
now like you have so Tilak is a lefty, Ishan Kishan lefty, Sanju not Sanju, Abhishek Sharma lefty, Shivam Dubey lefty, Rinku Singh lefty. We've got so many lefties
Washington
in
Sundar.
Washington Sundar, another lefty. So
Hmm.
yeah, your top like 5 out of 8 are going to be lefties. So that's great. I love that.
Hmm. And let's see.
I'm sorry, and Akshar Patel. How could we forget?
Oh yeah. Oh wow. That is unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing is like this batting order can be very fluid.
yeah,
Depending on the situation. Like if it's like 10 for 2, you could switch. You could push like Akshar Patel up the order. To play that collapse stopper role he did 2 years ago.
in the final. Yeah,
And even the India Pakistan game.
yeah, that's right. And you have
Yeah.
a few floaters in this lineup, so that can even be a Dubey. That could be Akshar, likely Akshar first.
Hmm.
Or even, I mean, they haven't tried this, but even like a Rinku. So, I mean, the depth of the batting in the Indian T20 squad or 11 is insane. So I'm excited to see how they go. Like, I'll be very disappointed if they don't at least make the final.
Hmm. And when you mentioned the New Zealand series coming up, there's something about India New Zealand. I can think of a few other pairings. Like it doesn't matter what format it is, you're just bound to get a good contest. Like India New Zealand, India South Africa, Australia South Africa. I know there are a few others. Australia New Zealand is another one.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Indian
like
Australia.
mhm,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great series. New Zealand is just, they continue to impress, and they just won the
mhm.
ODI series against us. And it's always competitive with them. And Daryl Mitchell is coming out to be like, or turning out to be like another Travis Head for India. So it's kind of scary. But yeah, it's going to be a great series. And I think it's great prep for the T20 World Cup. It's 5 matches,
Mhm,
right?
mhm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
5 games. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. It'll be a great contest.
I went back and looked at the scorecards. It's actually freaky. They had Rachin Ravindra was absent, Matt Henry was absent, Kane Williamson was absent. Who else? Lockie Ferguson, Jacob Duffy. None of those guys were there. They managed to win the series. So, I
Nate
mean, I
Smith.
think yeah, Nathan Smith. Yes. So I was going to say, like, they're more than just a sleeper pick when it comes to the T20 World Cup. I think they're easily up there with as possible red hot favorites. I mean, they have all their best players back in the mix for the T20 series against India.
Yeah, no, I mean they essentially India a full strength India ODI team apart from Bumrah played against like this bench strength New Zealand ODI team, which is that's we can discuss that one at another point. But Gambhir's uh, coaching has just been like atrocious. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean it'll be a good series coming up. And speaking of New Zealand being red hot favorites, what's your top four of this T20 World Cup?
I think we went through it not long ago, but it'll be the same as the 2023 ODI World Cup. So it's going to be India, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa.
Yep. I have the
Yeah.
same four, and I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be those four. And it's just great to have England not in that four. uh,
I mean, they could be a wild card. I mean, if they get it together, and they could be scary. I mean, they do have the elements,
yeah,
like Phil
yeah,
Salt opening the batting.
yeah, that's right. I mean, I was looking at their squad. Actually, let me look at it just now, right before we were speaking, and I was like, okay, these guys are decent because I know that we were kind of making fun of them beforehand. Let's see, where is the squad? Just read out a few players. So we've got Ben Duckett, Banton, who's been decent in IPL. Jofra, if he's fit. Tongues, Curran, Salt, Butler, Overton, Bethel, Dawson, Jax, Harry Brook, and Adil Rashid. So
I mean, they're
and
stacked up on spinners pretty nicely, and they're all pretty good.
yeah. So yeah, are you gonna go? What's your combination? Are you gonna go two spinners, two fast bowlers?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So India's gonna play Kuldeep Yadav and Varun Chakravarti.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
Hmm.
sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's see how these teams go. Another team that could be potentially dangerous, potentially, is Afghanistan.
Hmm.
So I mean, they didn't have a great Asia Cup, but the team definitely looked solid. Like I was expecting an India Afghanistan final, so they're very familiar with the conditions. They've essentially all grown up playing in India. So
Hmm. I mean, they beat the Windies this morning in a game. I just looked at the scorecard. It
oh,
was
it is
pretty convincing. Yeah.
okay.
But I think since 2024, as I'll use this phrase again, as fans, they've left us wanting a bit more. Like,
Mhm.
considering what they achieved 2 years ago, you would think they'd make steady progress. But I didn't really like what I saw
Asia Cup.
in the Asia Cup, and then I don't think any Afghans got new IPL deals in this auction, and I think that was justified. I
Mhm.
mean, Gurbaz is a good player, but his consistency has been very hot and cold. Kind of expected better from him. But having said that, I think in T20 cricket they're definitely a good unit and one to look out for. I think England, Afghanistan, and Sri Lanka are three solid wild cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, in this tournament.
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Rashid Khan didn't get an IPL contract.
I'm talking about new,
Yeah. Okay.
like during this auction, players that got picked up in this auction.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Rashid Khan is still there. He's still in
So
GT. Yeah,
GTA. Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I think those three teams can be potentially dangerous. Yeah, as you said, Sri Lanka was looking extremely solid as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like the other squads that come out. This World T20 World Cup, we have Italy in the 20
Yeah,
countries, and
yeah,
the interesting part is so that team consists of a lot of Australian guys, like
yeah,
ethnically Australian, that moved to Italy. I don't know the reason why, um, and they all got kicked out. Like it was supposed to be Joe Burns, I think,
yeah.
as the captain, and I don't know what politics it was, but yeah,
Hmm.
he's not the captain anymore. He's not even taking them to the cup. So I don't know
Yeah.
how they're gonna go. It'll be interesting to see Italy in a cricket World Cup.
Hmm. Definitely. I mean, I'm all for a good surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing like a good surprise. And actually, I went back and looked at the New Zealand T20 squad for the series against India. I thought they had all their best players available. That's actually not the case because you know where some of their guys are playing. Take a guess.
The BBL.
It is the BBL. I think it's a good time to transition.
Nice, yeah.
to the BBL.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, it's Tim Seifert, Finn Allen. Yeah, the two big hitting openers. They're still yeah. I think Finn Allen's playing for Perth, and Tim Seifert is playing for Melbourne Renegades. But I think they're out of the mix, so I think he should be able to come back for this series.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
I don't know. So okay, it's because of the BBL, so they're still going to be getting T20 exposure.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a tough one to not bring like right before the tournament to not bring them to India, which is the hosting country. It kind of shows you how confident they are. Probably because a lot of these guys have been playing
Mhm.
IPL. But what do you want to talk about in the BBL?
Mhm. Oh, I don't even know where to start, honestly. It's see, like here's the thing, like before it started, like normally with me in the BBL, I like to look at the scorecards from time to time. Sometimes if it's an interesting game, I watch the highlights on YouTube if it's if I'm feeling it. But ever since like I saw like some of the international signings, I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be a little more watchable this time. Like Sydney Sixers got Babar Azam, Melbourne Renegades got Mohammad Rizwan. Finn Allen's back at the Perth Scorchers, Tim Seifert and Melbourne Renegades. And I thought, some of these games might be really watchable. And then, yeah, I think a lot of times my expectations didn't really get matched. I felt, I felt at least when it came to some of these players, like we take Babar and Rizwan for example. I think Sydney Sixers and Melbourne Renegades had a sort of belated buyer's remorse, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, they just did not have good tournaments, and something has happened to their batting. I don't know. I always talk about Rizwan's technique, but even Babar just doesn't look like himself. His technique is all over the place. He gets out weird like ways. Like he checks shots and they get caught in like the inner circle, and yeah, he just doesn't look. I don't know what's going on with those two guys, but definitely not making any of my top T20 teams in the world. And even Shaheen Afridi, speaking of Pakistan's T20 involvement in the BBL, like I think he got sent out of a match because of beamers, and it's crazy that like
Yeah.
almost like 4 years ago, these guys were like very strong players, and people were like, if you're talking about playing Pakistan, you're worrying about Babar Rizwan and Shaheen, and out of that, like all three of these guys have just like fallen off a cliff in terms
Mhm.
of skill and stats. So yeah, I mean, what happened with? Do you want to explain like what happened with Steve Smith and Bobber the other day?
Yeah, yeah. So I think I know the scorecard's here somewhere. So it was Sydney Sixers against Sydney Thunder. So target was 190 runs,
Mhm.
and yeah, Bobber was at 47 from 30. Well, yeah, 47 from 39. And yeah, that was a too slow of a knock when it came to the run rate and everything. And he played four dots against Chris Green, the off spinner.
Mhm.
And he had actually hit that last ball to long on, but he wanted to take the singles. Steve Smith wasn't having any of it, and the very next over he opted for a power surge, and he hit four sixes, and he ended up getting to 100 from 42 deliveries. That was his fourth ton in the BBL. I think he's probably easily the BBL goat. I mean, there's probably no question now,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think like Babra's like inability to read the situation as well as like like a team player first. Like I told you the other day, like if I was in that situation, 47 from 39, chasing 190, I would have just retired myself out and let the next player come in.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And on top of that, he was annoyed at Steve Smith, like visibly annoyed, which is just not a bad. It's just a bad look. It's not a good thing to do. And then when he got out, which is
Hmm.
extremely fitting. Like after Steve Smith goes on a surge and scores like 30 odd runs in an over, Bobber gets out on 47, and then when he's walking out, he hits the boundary rope in anger. It's not a good
Hmm.
look. And now that you mentioned retiring out, what happened with Rizwan?
Yeah, with Mohammad Rizwan.
Yeah,
So that was yeah, the Melbourne Renegades. Yeah, he was on 26 from 23,
yeah,
and with two overs left. I mean, I, it's kind of disappointing that he's batting at number four, considering all of his all of his good knocks for Pakistan has come at the very. He was opening the batting, but then again, they have the Renegades are two big hitters and Josh Brown and Tim Seifert,
Yeah.
and I think it makes perfect sense for them to open the batting and maximize when the power play is going on. But yeah, I think just number 4 is just kind of out of place for Rizwan. And I think the best he could do was like if they lose a few wickets early on, just to bat through and stick around until the very end of the innings. But yeah, I feel like he has both a skill and an intent flaw, and that
Yeah.
kind of got in the way. And he was only able to manage 187 runs in 10 games.
Yeah.
That too at a run of ball. Like that's not what you expect from an international player. Normally, like if you're a franchise team and you want to bring in overseas players, it's to plug in the key gaps, and you're really not getting any return on investment there.
Yeah, 100%. He could be out of place, but like jokes apart, I think both of the Rizwan and Babar, it's an intent thing, and I think they're just not being able to adapt to the intent that you need to play T20 cricket with. And I mean, it worked for them like 4 years ago. I think that was
Yeah.
because most of those tournaments were in Dubai, and there was a different brand of cricket that they were playing, and they were well suited for that. But ever since then, like they haven't evolved their game. An example is like Virat Kohli evolves his game. You can see him batting in ODIs now. He's batting more aggressively because he mentioned his mindset is like, I'm just going to take people down early on in the game so we don't even have to worry about a collapse or catching up. And so that's just an example of the game of cricket, like in niches, changes in terms of how you want to approach it and your game plan, and not by team, like by
Exactly.
country. It evolves basically. Cricket evolves like for all countries, and the top ones are able to understand that evolvement of cricket and how the brand of cricket that they want to play and adapt to it. And I think Rizwan and Babar are kind of stuck in what they were playing like 2021, 22.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Like if the Sixers and Renegades signed them both 4 years ago, I would have said no doubt they're both very good signings. But since then the game has moved forward, and I think that they've been playing catch up ever since. And the results in this tournament have showed exactly that.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what's been happening, and you got to feel for the owners. Like as you said, they probably felt regret instantly for spending all that money on them.
If there's anyone else I feel bad for, it's also the fans. I mean, I saw on Instagram, like the 76ers Instagram, that they had created this fan club for Babar Azam, the Babaristan. If I was there, if I had gone there, I'd be mad I didn't get this, I didn't get my money's worth, and it's just disappointing.
Yeah, it is 100%. It's just again not good for the game of cricket, not good for the fans, and it's on the players. I mean, Pakistan cricket was at a point where it was kind of inclining again after they've just gone through so much turmoil, and then these guys were the ones to bring it forward, and it seems like they're not understanding that responsibility. It seems like they've just been caught up in all this. I don't know what's going on, maybe like with the fame and the money and all that, but it doesn't seem like they care to actually like improve their cricket and bring their brand of cricket to Pakistan cricket, and have them help them win. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but going back to the BBL, I think even this time around, it's been pretty interesting to watch. Like when you were mentioning like all the talent depth for Australia, we were continuing to see like a lot of domestic players, show what they're worth. I think another one to look out for is Cooper Connolly, the left arm spin bowling all rounder.
Yeah,
he's been doing a great job with the bat. He's also opening giving the Perth Scorchers a pretty good economical spell early on.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I've surprisingly been a little more tuned in than usual this time around.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting to know. I haven't seen much of the BBL, and maybe I'll check it out. But it's good to hear about Connolly. He's in the T20 squad, right, for Australia?
He is, yeah. And he got picked up by Punjab during the auction.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So exciting player to look forward to, and Yeah, I mean, another just going back to T20 World Cup, I was gonna say Brendan Taylor's back for Zimbabwe. I just thought of that randomly.
If you, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. So that's once
And I think is Graham. I think Graham Creamer is also in the mix too. Is that right?
I have to check. I don't remember if I saw him in the team, but you're probably right. Let's see. We have, yeah, you're right. Graham Creamer.
He hasn't played for Zimbabwe in like 6 years or something like that.
He's 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Crazy.
So yeah, I mean, as much as we're excited for all these young guys, I mean, we're also seeing the comebacks of some of these guys who are late in their careers.
Hmm.
Trying to see if they can like, do some magic before they head out for good.
Yeah, yeah, and respect to that. I mean, yeah, good for them to stick around and keep their fitness and be able to play international cricket at this age.
Hmm. I mean, now that I look at the Zimbabwe squad, another name that stands out is Sikandar Raza. I mean, he's still
Yeah.
very much on demand in leagues across the world. He's playing the SA20 right now for
Mhm.
Parle Royals, and I think it was 2 years ago he played in the IPL for Punjab, if you could believe it.
Yeah, and he had a very good. I think the PSL final. He like flew in from a test match against England, and then just went straight into a PSL final and had the winning runs and a few wickets in that. So Sikandar Raza has been a legend of Zimbabwe cricket.
Hmm. Yeah, it's he's been playing for like beyond a decade, and he was a late starter too. He must have been like 27 or 28 when he first broke into the international scene, and he's still going strong now. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, great stuff.
Hmm. And if I look at some of the other squads, I think Oman is there. They're pretty entertaining to watch. I mean, I remember that Asia Cup game.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, like India were kind of tanking that game, but still, like on paper, it was a close-ish game.
yeah. I mean, a lot of those matches against Pakistan, Oman, UAE, and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, like the game would run for the money, but Oman, they had some good players. I remember both of their openers. I can't remember their
Yeah.
names, but they were solid players. And Oman is just like a, I don't know what the word is, but I feel like Oman, UAE, they're all like associate teams of India and Pakistan.
Hmm.
So they just have like talent of. I think we spoke about this in one of these pods that a lot of these guys that won't go for like a better lifestyle, that
Hmm.
played a high level of cricket in their respective countries, go to these countries, and they're actually bringing in some decent amount of skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, cricket's become a very global game now. Like, like people from the subcontinent, they've migrated everywhere, spread the game, and
Mhm.
um, you know, and now they're able to build, a solid 11 and even compete against some of the best in the business.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, the subcontinent players can make 11s in any team. It's crazy. And it's just like the subcontinent that's like keeping cricket alive in these countries. Like you're seeing the emergence of subcontinental players like more and more, and like because New Zealand growing up, you just had Jitin Patel. In England, you
Hmm.
had a few at least because it's England. Australia, you didn't have any until Usman Khawaja, and South
Until
Africa,
Usman Khawaja. Yeah.
yeah, South Africa, you had who was that guy? Uh,
Imran Tahir was there.
Imran Tahir, Amla,
Yeah,
and
Hashmali,
yeah, you have
Keshav Maharaj,
Maharaj. Yeah.
and Seniran Mutusami,
Oh yes,
yeah,
now yeah, new
and
player.
yeah, Pranel and Subrian, no, the off spinner.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
And
actually crazy.
yeah, like New Zealand has a lot more coming out. Like you have Ravindra now, you have
Yeah,
Ashok. He's like I
yeah,
think he's a spinner as well.
yeah,
Uh, so and they also had who's the guy that took 10 wickets? Ajaz Patel.
yeah. Ajaz
Yeah,
Patel,
yeah.
yes.
So New Zealand's had a decent amount come out now too, but especially these little countries like USA for sure,
Hmm.
Oman, UAE. I think like these countries like Italy, they have a lot of Indian players as well.
Yeah,
Canada,
a couple here and there.
obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, yeah. Canada is it's all Indian. Let me just look at the other teams. Uh, Canada, Nepal, we are there. It's nice to see West Indies back, right? They'll be back
Hmm.
in the tournament. Netherlands has a few. So yeah, I mean, subcontinent really carrying world cricket.
Hmm. So let's see. Yeah, if we were to go if we were to go back to the India New Zealand
Mhm.
T20s, what's your series prediction for that?
3-2 India.
3-2 India? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say like 3-2 could swing either way. I'm leaning towards yeah 3-2 India just because uh, yeah there's no Finn Allen, no Tim Seifert, so
Yeah.
I think the top of the order for New Zealand could be a little weaker as a result, but yeah I think we're going to get a pretty solid contest. Um let's see, other T20 series leading up. I think Australia is going to visit Pakistan. They got their squad out already.
Mhm.
I think they should probably be able to win that as well.
100%. No
Hmm.
doubt.
And I think Afghanistan might be able to beat the Windies in the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. What's the West Indies squad looking like? They didn't announce it yet, did they?
not out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to
Honestly,
say like
yeah.
the T20 World Cup discussion was a little bit premature, but yeah, we've still seen like three-fourths of the squads.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I think it's fine in terms of timing. But
mhm.
I also did want to just going back to the Ashes, like two things I want to point out, which I forgot to mention, was one, Alex Carey's keeping in the third match. I think that's like one of the greatest wicket keeping performances in the
Yeah,
history of the game. I think he was keeping up to Scotty Boland, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and that created so much impact, and people don't understand how much keeping up to the stumps affects a batsman's psyche and how impactful it is in taking wickets. So, and I don't think he had a bye in that match. Like he just was so like clean behind the stumps. So, congrats to him. He's also an emerging great superstar batsman. He has some amazing innings. Jamie Smith on the other side is also a great keeper and
hmm,
batsman for England.
yeah,
And I also want to mention Jacob Bethel, his 100. I had no idea about this guy until I read about him, and he grew up in Barbados. And when I saw him bat, I was like, damn, this guy can bat. Like, it was a
hmm.
proper test batsman. He's a lefty. He's like an old soul. He comes from like that old school type of batting. So very happy for him. And I hope he can take it forward for England instead of like Ollie Pope, because Ollie Pope is like useless. But
So easy on the eye too.
so easy on the eye. Like he had these like cut
Yeah.
shots, back foot punches, like, and I think there was a point where he was on 99 for a while, and he didn't seem phased at all to get the 100. And he said in the interview, he was like, it was a long time coming." So that just
Hmm.
shows you like his mindset for the game.
Hmm. Plus, he can bowl as well. So I think if he settles into that number three role,
Yeah,
especially whenever England visits a subcontinent country next,
yeah,
they just got a key piece of the puzzle figured out.
yeah. No, 100%. I mean, I was really happy to see that because then you can have Brooke, Pope, and Bethel take the next generation forward, along with like Tongue and Kars
Hmm.
and all of that. But yeah, and it's also interesting that he grew up in Barbados, and so did Jofra Archer.
Yeah.
And it seems like what something I don't like is that I mean, I guess they hold British citizenship, but it seems like if you have the option to play for England and you're like playing good cricket in the West Indies, you're gonna move to England, which I get it. Like I get where they're coming from with that. But I mean, it's a little sad for West Indies cricket because imagine how they would be if they had Jofra and Bethel.
I think for Bethel, you know, going to England when he was like 12 or 13, but yeah, Jofra Archer, he did play for the under-19s West Indies,
Mhm,
and then he used his British passport to obviously go to the UK, and that's where he played all of his senior level cricket.
mhm.
So yeah, I mean, you know, in another universe, it would have been interesting to see played out, but yeah, two seriously talented players. I think yeah, it's kind of sad we didn't get to see Archer playing for the West Indies, but it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is, and I just hope he can. He's a great player. I just hope he can stay fit. Him and Mark Wood, like they can't just play one Test match per series. Like these guys are serious pace
Hmm.
bowlers, and they have so much talent. They make the game interesting. So I'd love to see them like
Hmm.
actually, you know, play in a series and make their team competitive.
Yeah. I think as for Mark Wood, he's 36 now,
Mhm,
and considering like he already pulled up in the first test. Was it the first test? I think so.
mhm.
Yeah, it's. I think in all likelihood he probably played his final test for England. Like the remainder of his international career, if he's going to play more for England, it's going to be in the short formats. I
Yeah.
think maybe play the T20 World Cup and then just bow out after that. Maybe.
Is he in the team? I don't even think he's in the team.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
he
he
is.
is.
Oh, Luke Wood is. Luke Wood is.
No, Lewis, not Mark Wood. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, it is, but yeah. Is it at least he had the 2019 World Cup, Mark Wood.
Hmm. Yeah, 2019 and yeah, and 2024 he played the T20 Cup there.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that this can be a safe stopping point for now. So got some closing thoughts.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I'm excited for the T20 World Cup. Let's see how it plays out.
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me think. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting cricket coming up. I just hope that, having 20 teams can help cricket grow in the world. I hope we see more like competitive matches in the World Cup. I think they're going to be high scoring T20 matches. Everyone's played IPL, so everyone knows like what to expect in the Indian pitches. And I'm excited, and I hope India makes it to the final, and I'm going to be there to watch it. And I just hope there's more comedy that comes
Hmm.
out of English cricket.
Yeah, I think always something exciting about ICC events.
Mhm.
Yeah, that just yeah, just all the build up. I mean, this is the perfect time of the year. End of the year, start of the year. There's always a whole bunch of cricket going on all over the world. I try to tune in as much as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a little bit BBL, a little bit of SA20, and then I think the upcoming India, New Zealand, Australia, Pakistan, even South Africa, West Indies will all be great series. Handy little prep before it's time to go to the big stage. And yeah, let's see what happens. I'm kind of envious you're going to be there. But yeah, yeah, it, it's always very promising. I mean, um, we live and breathe the sport, and
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to miss anything.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're available, come join us in the final. But if India makes it, but yeah, we live and breathe the sport. Talking about cricket is like therapy. So
Hmm.
it was great talking to you, Obey. We'll do one of these after the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely, or maybe just before, whatever works best.
Hmm.
Um, All right, sounds good. All right, Vivek, it was great to catch up. Always ready for more cricket talk, whenever it may be. As soon as you let me know, and I'll be ready to make things happen. Thanks, Vivek.
Likewise, man. All right. Cheers. Have a nice night.